If you make $60,000 a year and we're wondering, what amount of house can I afford? Well, today we're going to break through that barrier, and I'm going to help you in simple terms see what it takes for you to qualify for X amount of money per month, and also what amount of house you can afford to buy. The truth is, your income doesn't necessarily mean what amount of payment you can purchase. Your payment depends on 5 different factors. You've got your debt ratios, your job stability, your down payment, your interest rate, and your credit score. All these are involved in getting you to the amount of payment that you can afford, which consequently shows you what amount of house you can buy. We're going to go through that in just a minute. We'll go through these 5 factors, and I'm going to help you understand what all it takes in order to buy a property. You may think you can't do that, but you surely can if you follow these guidelines. First, the rule lenders use: income ratios. Most lenders use the 28% to 36% ratios. What does that mean? No more than 28% of your monthly gross income needs to go towards your house payment, and only a total of 36% would go towards your house note plus your debts that you have. So let's take an example of that. If you make $60,000 per year, that's $5,000 a month in gross monthly income. To that, you would multiply the 28% times the $5,000 and get approximately $1,400 a month that you would qualify for in a monthly payment. That means that your payment would be anywhere between $1,200 and $1,500 a month. Now, what that would include would be the principal on your mortgage every month, the interest, the taxes, and the insurance. And if you have a large HOA fee, that would be a portion of that monthly house note as well. What price range of a house would you qualify for with that particular monthly note? Why, it would bring you anywhere from $180,000 to $260,000. Now, that can certainly vary upon interest rate, down payment, the debt that you have, and your credit score. Many people don't think that they can qualify for this amount of a house, but yes, it's true, you can. Second, your debt matters a lot. This is where it can get real sticky. Lenders want to use the 28 to 36% ratio on your debt. Now, just what does that mean? When we're talking about other debt, we're talking about things like car payments, Visa, MasterCard, credit cards, student loans, personal loans, child support. Here's an example. If you make $5,000 gross a month, you have $400 in car payments, $150 in minimum credit cards payments, and $200 on a student loan, that equals $750 a month in debt. Now, lenders will subtract that from what you qualify for. Less debt equals more house. This is why paying off even the smallest of debts can make a huge difference. It could add another $20,000 or $30,000 to the price of the house that you can buy. I'm Chester Harvey, and I've been in the business now for 45 years plus and have seen it all. I've bought, sold, flipped, rehabbed, worked with buyers, worked with sellers, worked with commercial, helped people put their house on the market for rent. You name it, I've done it. So if you've got a question that you want answered about buying a house, I'm your man. I've been through the school of hard knocks. And if you want to keep up with what's going on, why don't you subscribe to my channel and touch that notification bell so you can get new videos that come out once and twice a week, and you can keep up with what's going on in Ocean Springs. 3, Credit score changes everything. Your credit score can dramatically change the amount of house that you can buy. Typical loan ranges a score of 580 to 620 credit score. You have a possibility of getting an FHA loan. That's a government loan. 600 to 680, you're looking at qualification for a conventional loan. 680 to 740, you're going to get better rates. And of course, 740 plus, you get the best possible rates. A better rate can save hundreds of dollars in your monthly payment note. $3,000 to up to $70,000 more buying power. Even though it's same income, different credit, very different house. Fourth is job security. Lenders like stability. They typically want 2 years of employment history. Now, this does not have to be necessarily at the same place, because it can be in the same field. You might get a promotion, might have a better opportunity. That's why you change, but pretty much stay in the same field. What they want to see is stable income trend. Red flags can include large employment gaps, frequent career jumps, commission only, but without any kind of documentation. But many situations can still work if explained. That's why it's important to meet with your lender, and if you have a situation like that, to be able to sit down and explain and document why you had to change your job. It could be a myriad of different reasons. Fifth, down payment options. Many buyers think you have to have 20% down payment in order to buy a house. Now, this is not true. There's so many different types of loans that you can get. Your typical loan options are FHA mortgage, which is only 3.5% down. You have a conventional mortgage. It can be as low as 3 to 5% down. Or a USDA loan, which is quite prevalent down here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. There are many areas that have USDA loan availability, and that is a loan that you can get with 0 down payment. Or always a VA mortgage if you're a veteran and have VA eligibility, and that is also a loan with 0 down payment. So there's lots of different ways that you can buy a property with not much at all down payment. An example of this, say you had a $220,000 house that you're financing on an FHA loan. Okay, 3.5% of that is $7,700. You do have closing costs, so you add that, but a lot of times the sellers will help you with your closing costs. They will participate in paying that in order for you to get your loan. Some buyers get in on an FHA loan for a total of $10,000, maybe to $12,000, $15,000. Sometimes less, because a lot of times there are offers of personal assistance from different organizations, either state or national, that you can check with your lender. They can help you with that down payment assistance. 6, hidden costs that buyers don't really know. Your mortgage is not just the only thing you need to consider. You must budget for maintenance, like 1 to 2% of the value of the house per year. Utilities. Often utilities are larger than you would in a rental property. Repairs. You've got your own roof. You've got air conditioner maintenance. You've got appliances that annually need to be checked. And of course, yard maintenance as well. And you've got moving cost. You have possibly new furniture. But if smart buyers leave a cushion there just in case these things come up, because home ownership should feel comfortable, not stressful. 7th, ways to increase what you can afford. If you're making $60,000 a year, there are ways that you can up your ante a little bit. Here are the biggest difference makers. Pay off small debts. That could raise your credit score as much as 20 to 40 points. Save for larger down payment. Avoid new car purchases. Or really, if you can, while you're in the process, avoid any large purchase, even furniture. You could add a co-borrower, say mom or daddy, to your mortgage. Get pre-approved. It really helps when you make an offer to a seller, knowing that you are already approved for X amount and that you are not wasting the seller's time by asking for them to sell the property at a certain price. Let's look at a realistic example. Okay, the buyer earns $60,000, credit is 680, the debt is $500 a month. Okay, this will be like an FHA mortgage. So you've got 3.5% down, and so your possible purchase range would be $200,000 to $240,000. Improve that credit score to 740 and remove $300 in debt, then what would you qualify for? Now maybe you could go up to 230 to say 270. Same income, different scenario, big difference in what you can buy. The big mistake that buyers make, let's talk about those. The biggest mistake I see, people guess instead of getting pre-approved. Online calculators, that's fun to look at, but it doesn't give you the actual amounts that you need to know before you go out looking for X amount of house. A real lender now will show you the exact payment it's going to be, the loan programs that they have offered, and many of the different mortgage companies have different programs that they offer. The down payment required, the monthly costs, the buying range, and it costs nothing to find out. Knowledge does remove fear. So if you make $60,000 a year and think that you cannot buy a house, well, that's far from true, because you can. You just have to follow these guidelines that we just talked about. I would suggest the first thing you do is select a good mortgage company with someone that you might know, or check with the person that you're dealing with, your agent, and he or she can recommend some people that they have worked with in the past that are good mortgage borrowers. And it doesn't matter if you go ahead and try to qualify now, knowing that you're not going to be able to buy for 6 months or 12 months. It doesn't matter. At least you know where you stand and what you should be looking for and what you can afford. But you can afford, with your circumstances, if you make $60,000 a year. And this is just one person. Suppose you and your other half both have $60,000 a year jobs. You don't want to forget that, because you can add two incomes together. If you'd like to know what homes are available right now in that price range, and would like to know more information about the buying process, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or better yet, the information is below that can help you arrange a Zoom call with me, and that way we can talk face to face. I can meet you, and I can help you make that smooth move that you're looking for in buying a house with your $60,000 income. Let Chester Harvey help you in the buying process and help you find exactly what you're looking for and get you financed to have that home in the $60,000 income range. Welcome home.